Hi, Alison Mead from Silicon Bullet here. We are an IT services provider and my area of expertise is in bookkeeping and accounts, installing and training Sage and training people in Xero. So I'm on a few bookkeeping forums where bookkeepers gather and chat and ask questions of each other. And this weekend, there was a really long chat about making tax digital, which is coming from April for all VAT registered businesses who are above the threshold, the turnover threshold for registering for VAT. So if you're voluntarily registered and your turnover is below the threshold, then you don't have to start making tax digital. But if your turnover is over the threshold, then your first return that you do for a whole quarter that starts after April needs to be done on making tax digital compliance software. Now, many people already submit their returns through their software. If you use Xero or if you use Sage, if you use QuickBooks, then you may already be submitting your VAT return to the HMRC. But that does not mean that the software that you have is making tax digital compliant. So I urge everybody to check with their software provider if they are on a compliant version. With Xero, you need to be on their standard product or on their more advanced product that has foreign currency. If you are on their starter product, that will not be compliant. With Sage, you need to be in either a subscription to Sage 50C or Sage 50 Cloud. Now, don't be confused that this is Sage's cloud solution. It isn't. It's still their desktop software, but it has to have that little C or cloud in the name for you to be compliant. If you are still using Sage 50 and you have a subscription and it just says Sage 50 Accounts or Sage 50 Accounts Professional, then you will actually need to pay for a piece of bridging software from Sage in order to get your VAT return sent off. Now, if your VAT quarter is January to March and then April to June, the first VAT returns that need to be sent in compliant software are the April to June ones from July. So that's when you need to, as long as you're digitally recording all your transactions, then you need to make sure you've got the compliant software in place before you need to submit. But there's one other thing that you need to do. You can't continue to use your existing HMRC login for the Making Tax Digital returns. You will need to go onto the HMRC website, log in with your current login details, and follow the instructions through to tell them that you are now ready to do a Making Tax Digital return. But there's a little proviso here. Don't do this until after you have submitted your last return that isn't Making Tax Digital compliant, and allow the direct debit to go through too. So if you do your VAT return for January to March and send that off in April, and then immediately log in and register for Making Tax Digital, you may well find that that payment fails. They haven't got the system sorted yet. So do your last non-compliant return, allow for the payment to go through, and then go onto the HMRC and register for Making Tax Digital. Equally though, you need to register at least a week before that next return needs to be done. So for my clients, what I'm recommending is you do a January to March tax return, you send it through by the end of April, wait until the middle of May, until the payments have gone through, then register near the end of May so that you're all sorted to return in July. If your VAT return is February to April, you will be doing your VAT return in May. Then wait until the middle to the end of June before you register, and you'll be able to send that one off in August, and so on. It's confusing. It's very confusing, knowing if your software is cloudy, if it's not, knowing if it's if it's compliant and if it's not. So if you are at all unsure, then please get in touch. You can get hold of me at www.siliconbullet.com at our website, or find Alison Mead, Silicon Bullet, on Facebook and on LinkedIn. I would be very happy to contact Sage or look at Xero on your behalf and let you know whether your software is compliant, with no guarantee that you have to buy from me or anything like that. I just want to make sure that people are sorted. So this is Alison Mead from Silicon Bullet signing off, but do look at your accounts and make sure that you're ready. Thank you. Bye.